Once again, Truth Nation, Telly is clouded off the air. If you're just tuning in, we are recapping day 2 of the Democratic National Convention, which is taking place as we speak down the street in Chicago, Illinois.
Chuck, hey, look, Chuck had some of that juice that Tony was on. He just can handle his a little better. That was my first conclusion when I saw Chuck coming out two-stepping. Come on, man. You think Chuck, like, rolls out of bed or he rolls into Capitol Hill and be like, hey, what's up, y'all? I had a great weekend. Like, nah, they were on one. Was Snoop in, did Snoop get to Chicago?
To Telly's point, go to our YouTube right now. Benjamin has the video of Chuck Schumer's entrance. Y'all, when I tell you, he came out stepping in the name of love.
Yeah. He
even threw up his hands. Look at it. Go to our YouTube channel right now. Simply visit youtube.com.
I'm telling you.
Search for 101.7 The Truth.
Chuck was on the same reception that Governor Evers was at. Governor Evers just ain't used to getting down like that. Like Chuck, like, man, I've been partying like this for years, man.
I can't stop. Because, I mean, and look at the brothers that was video. They put the cameras on the 3 brothers that was video recording because they was like, is this Uncle Chuck?
That's bad. Chuck.
I have never. I go way back in terms of the Democratic Party. You know, from the time that I was 18, I registered as a Democrat. I have followed the Democratic Party for decades. I have never, Telly Hughes, in my life seen Chuck Schumer in the element that he was in last. Look at him. He's like Trump who? RNC what?
Chuck was on one.
We doing it over here.
When's the last time he been able to do that? He can't do it during the Juneteenth celebration. He can't do it. Man, Chuck can't show up anywhere else at two-step like that other than the DNC.
He two-step on
life,
that stage. Now I have to, on our YouTube message board, because Truth Nation, we want to hear from you. 833-212-1017. You can call in, you can text us, you can also join the entertaining exchange going on in our YouTube message board. Not Really a City Girl says, because we were asking Truth Nation, what were the highlights, what were the lowlights of what you witnessed from your perspective watching the DNC day 2 last night? Not really a City Girl says the only low light was the DJ. The music selection was terrible. And who told Auntie Patti LaBelle to get out there and practice trying to hit her famous high notes up there screeching? Did she screech? I didn't see Aunt Patti.
I didn't know she screeched, but Auntie Patti, one of them people that you better tread lightly. You can't say too much.
I ain't said nothing.
Yeah, see, look at you.
I ain't said nothing about Auntie Patti. Look, watch this. Not Really a City Girl.
You better not talk about her singing or her pies. I'm telling you, you better tread lightly.
Telly, watch this. That was Not Really a Silly Girl. Yeah, I'm throwing you under the bus. I ain't taking that one. That was not really a silly girl. DT did not say anything bad about Auntie Patti, okay?
Yeah,
don't come for me.
Man, you know how many 60-plus-year-old women are going to be coming after you?
What?
I'm like, hold on now. You don't talk about Auntie Patti.
Benjamin is about to be like, we got 2 callers on the line. Miss Rose and Auntie, what's another, Auntie, SEB. That's my grandmother's name. May she rest.
There's always a Ruby and somebody.
Somebody gonna be calling here and I'll be like, not really a city girl. You better come on, let them know it wasn't me.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness,
listen here, Miss Ruby. That ain't us. Before you even call.
Tell that little girl. Don't be talking about. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Patti LaBelle. I'm so sick of y'all young people thinking y'all know everything.
If it wasn't for heifers like y'all.
Yeah, Not Really a Silly Girl. I love you to death. I appreciate you listening every day, but I ain't taking that hit for you. You on your own with that one. Now, going back to the DNC recap. there were a lot of incredible moments. And as we recently played the soundbite from Forever First Lady, her remarks, again, you could tell that her mother's spirit and presence was there with her, because this is the first time I've ever really witnessed on a stage as the DNC Michelle Obama speaking the way that she spoke. It was like, I'm not playing games with y'all tonight.
Yeah.
And I'm not happy with what I'm seeing taking place in this country. And what I really appreciate is that when President Obama was introduced by Michelle Obama and he came on the stage, he was like, only me would be that stupid to follow
right.
Michelle Obama. That was, seriously, I was like, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
We did hear from our 44th president of the United States, Barack Obama. Benjamin, can we go ahead and get the soundbite of President Obama, as Telly and I want to hear from you, Truth Nation. President Obama was the closing keynote speaker during day 2 of the Democratic National Convention last night in Chicago. And his message was so complimentary of his wife, who introduced him after she spoke. Let's take a listen.
Who has not stopped whining about his problems since he rode down his golden escalator 9 years ago. It has been a constant stream of gripes and grievances that's actually been getting worse now that he's afraid of losing to Kamala. There's the childish nicknames, the crazy conspiracy theories, this weird obsession with crowd sizes. We do not need 4 more years of bluster and bumbling and chaos. We have seen that movie before, and we all know that the sequel is usually worse. America's ready for a new chapter. America's ready for a better story. We are ready for a President Kamala Harris.
That was the 44th president of the United States, President Barack Obama, who hit on a variety of subjects in his remarks. And as you could hear, definitely calling former President Donald Trump out as someone who has not stopped whining. And I quote, a 78-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problems since he rode down his golden escalator 9 years ago, end quote. And President Barack Obama also went on to say it has been a constant stream of gripes and grievances that actually has been getting worse now that he's afraid to lose to Kamala. Now, the Trump campaign has released their reaction to the day 2 of the DNC yesterday. And I'm just going to read you some snippets from the response. Again, Trump and Vance campaign, Make America Great Again, released a response to day 2 of the DNC. And some of the, I guess for lack of better words, responses included in this communication say day 2 of the DNC in Chicago was exactly like the first, angry, delusional, and devoid of any solutions to the problems facing Americans. One of the recaps that the Trump-Vance campaign released from their lens was, here are the most radical, extreme, and outrageous moments from day 2 of the DNC disaster. Pro-Hamas rioters crashed Democratic's morning meeting. Democrats opened a 3rd layer of walls outside their convention as they leave our southern border wide open. Democrats butchered the national anthem, to put it mildly. Doug Emhoff delivered the most unremarkable speech ever. Chuck Schumer unveiled the cringiest dance imaginable. Bernie Sanders admitted to many of our fellow Americans are struggling under Kamala. Democrats played a montage of Kamala casting the tie-breaking vote on Democrats' massive spending. And as this list goes on, once again, Trump-Vance campaign used the word Kamala's incompetent spokesman denied she needed to do more to outline her position to voters. And again, this was from an official release statement from the Trump-Vance Make America Great Again campaign in response to day 2 of the Democratic National Convention.
Yeah, some things aren't even worth responding to, DT, and I'm sure that the Harris-Walz campaign will choose to do so, because anything, and it seems like there's desperation now. He's trying to find anything, and even if he makes it up, and I don't blame him, because he's made up so many other things that his base believes. He knows that they're going to believe whatever that he says, and he's talking about all of these things. Now, keep in mind, there were some people that were at the RNC that witnessed what happened last night as well, and when I was at the RNC, I recall a video of a montage of Trump in his younger years, and talking about how he, came up with Trump Plaza and in Atlantic City, and he was this, go get 'em, billionaire, and I'm like, look. These are all lies. And what happened during his first presidency? Like, why can't you put any highlights of his first presidency in that montage? Oh, you want to put when they had the tiki torches in Charlottesville? Oh, and you said there's fine people on both sides. Or you want to put January 6th on there? Or and to me, it's just like it's not even worth addressing, because they are so ridiculous. When